Apart from examination, I have been in the HR space for long. In fact, I haven't done anything in life apart from HR. I have about 22 years experience in HR, in public service. So from the experience and the training in HR, I'm able to read people. That is how when you are managing people, you must be able to read, so that then you look at the body language, you look at what is not said. Because you see, one thing you learn, you cannot lie with a straight face. I have experienced you can't lie looking at somebody directly eyeball to eyeball. So sometimes where you are, before you make a decision, you have to look at a person and see whether they are speaking the truth, but there are people who are experienced in lying. They lie with a straight face. So it is true. From experience, you're able to read people. Something I find very interesting with people is people don't keep appointments, and people don't keep their part of the bargain. I really strain, because essentially, if, for example, we are saying we are meeting on Friday at 10, and there are people who don't even remember that they gave you an appointment. Those are things which really, I find very amusing. That's number one. Then number two, I have a problem with people who lie. Because you come to realize in life, it's about relationships and it's about integrity. And that is why even at a village setting, if you're having a cattle dip, a small meeting, and you say, we want to pick a chairman, and we want to pick a treasurer, then we want to pick Mama Boy to be, they say, Mama Boy, wachana na ye. What about come on, treasurer, this one? And they can't tell you what it is, but that is what integrity does, and the ability to keep part of your bargain. So you find it easier when you speak the truth. I'm a very soft person, but looking at the size of the body, and I don't look very friendly. But I can tell you, those who know me, they know me as a very soft person. And yes, and I also love women and children, especially those, the vulnerable members of society. It really hurts me, especially when people are not able to get food. They are suffering of very small things. We can do something. It really hurts me. But when you look at me, when we have not interacted, you think I'm an iron man. But behind the iron, I'm a very soft person. Truth is important, because I have interacted with people who are liars, people who speak the truth, and there is, at the bottom of it all, you come to learn, even those who lie, they don't like being lied to. Even thieves don't like being things stolen from them. At the bottom of our hearts, we are still the young children who are tagging along our mothers. And I am yet to see a mother who tells their children to be conmen and not to speak the truth. Every mother wants your child to grow, because in society, you find it easy when you speak the truth. I know in a world of lies, when you speak the truth, people take it as a weakness. But then it also boils down to communication. You may be speaking the truth, but how do you say it? Because there is a way you can speak which you don't offend people, but you come out as forcefully and as reliably as the world could want. I've had quite a number, but and by the way, I have been big-bodied. I was born like this. It's not as a result of eating or as an anything. So there is bullying as you grow, kafati, kanono maguta, mafuta kimbo, teddy bear. Yeah, but it's obviously, they don't call you when you are hearing. Yes. Bullying, it is something that we sweep under the carpet, but it's not the best. You see, sometimes when we are young and you are different, so and once people bring out, unakula sana, you take a small meal, they say, utashiba. It affects children. But you see, as you grow, you learn that life is not a uniform. We cannot all be the same. There are brown people, there are dark people, there are big people, there are slim people, and that's the varieties of life. But that is something, and that is something I have a problem with. Just look at even the way you do cartoons. People have grabbed, they must be overweight, and the buttons almost busting. I don't know what pleasure you derive. In fact, most criminals are slim. I don't know if they have observed. I don't, just check TV. Look at the kind of conmen, looters. Most of them, they are well kept. So, this obsession with cartoons that if you have looted, you must look big and this, you keep on reinforcing. And the challenge we are facing now, especially for our children, overweight because of lack of exercise, because of the lifestyle, it is something that should be taken up, so that then we don't make fun of the challenged people. Because like for me, I'm not defending. If you looked at our family, if I showed you photos of my siblings, we are like this, our parents were like this. So, but you see now when the perception in society is, you are like this because you overeat, it's because you have money, it's because you are doing this. So yes, I was bullied when I was growing because of weight, and but as you mature, you come to learn that even slim people make fun of them, dark people make fun of them. So that's part of growing. One thing even my enemies acknowledge, I keep my word. I've worked in civil service for long, and the civil service sometimes is a thankless job. You do so much, people don't know what you do, and you are blamed for when things don't go right. But if there are things which remain, I was looking at my leaving certificate in primary, and it's some years back, and there was a comment that this is a honest, straightforward young man. That was some years back in primary. What has not changed is, and that is what everybody acknowledges, whoever has dealt with me, I keep my word. If I tell you I will do this, I will do it. I've always kept my word. My word is my bond. I have lost parents, and then as a firstborn, and we are eight of us. So as a firstborn, you are called upon to show direction to the others. You are also a child like the others. So that has been a trying moment. Sometimes people trust me. I have been trusted ever since I was young. Sometimes you are given assignments which sometimes you doubt whether you have the capability. So also that has been also trying, because a lot of these assignments you are not, even if you are prepared, just like even if somebody told you when you swim, you don't swallow water, you do this, you must get into the water to know. And a lot of the things you are told don't apply. It's only that by going to the water that you will know what swimmers feel. My grandmother had a soft spot with my grandmother. My grandmother is Kipsings. And she had, I don't know, of all the grandchildren, what I can remember, she used to take the local staff. So when she's high, she comes and says, my local name is Zogamba. Ogamba is my name. So now when she was high and she's singing, she used to say, where is my husband? You will grow up and you will buy, she used to call a Mercedes Benz, Mercedes. I don't know whether she knew what a Mercedes was. You will buy a Mercedes and you will carry me, and you will take me along. I have not bought a Mercedes yet, but sometimes when I'm driving around, I think how I wish my grandmother was here, so that then she sees what the young boy has grown to be. My firstborn is a girl. She's a second year. She's doing law. We are a bit, you can never know about these children of these days. Sometimes you think you are close and you know them, but they pull a stunt and you realize you know very little. But we are close. Parenting these days is not what it used to be, because like how we grew up, we were very responsible. I can tell you when I was in, I don't know whether it's me, but the people of my generation, you could be left with 100 shillings and you organize a home. You're just given money, 100 shillings, and you are told you know what to do. So it's upon you to budget, to see is there food, is there fuel, is there... The kind of children we are raising, you give them 1,000 and they tell you, I took ice cream. And that's the end of the story. Or I took something. So parenting is not what it used to be. I'm trying to raise my children the best way I know, but it's quite a challenge, especially with urbanization, because we are not... I grew up in the village. My children are growing in town. There are challenges of urbanization. There are challenges of... Where I grew up is one community. Now we have multi-ethnic, multi-social. There are poor people, rich people. So it's quite a challenge, but I'm trying to raise them the best way I know. That whereas your children is your blood and flesh, but they are different personalities. Even a small kid, my boy tells me I'm not eating, and there's nothing you can do. So you realize that this, as much as they came from you, this is a different person. They have their own way of looking at things, and you appreciate. And I know that's very important, especially for us HR, because when we are managing people, whereas we have standard tools, we have guidelines, we have policies to guide human behavior, but at the bottom, you know, these are different. Even if people have the same age, people have the same gender, community, they don't behave the same. There's a day I was holding a thermos, and it broke the handle. And I was like, now, where do I get this? It was a unique kind of... And then my daughter tells me, these things are all over Kilimall. I don't know Kilimall. I don't know, you order them online. Yes. You know, from our school of thought, we come from a background where I need to go to the supermarket, get hold of this, where I see this one is a thermos, and then I pay. But we have a generation where you can order something online and it's delivered. We find it very interesting that you can buy something you have not seen, and it comes, and you spend money. And also the schooling, the way we schooled. You must get a physical book. Like, that's the problem I have with my girl. Because my girl said, get me the internet, I will get the notes online. And I'm like, you don't need books? You say, no, it's unnecessary. I'll get soft copies. So those are things you learn, that this is not the world we grew up in. I'm telling you, and when nobody's listening, when I was a young man, I'm telling you the truth. The ladies who could come to my house, yeah, I can. In fact, there's some. When I started working, that is when Michael learns to rock. There was an album, Wheelfield. There's a kind of music we used to enjoy, and that is when I got my first salary. I got a radio called Sony Karaoke. It was a Sony and it had a mic. It was the thing then, and I enjoyed loud music. And then by then Wenge had come, Wenge Muzika, and then Kofi Olomide. I used to enjoy good music. And also good cooking. And also, in fact, if there are photos I took, I had a bed sit and it was well arranged, very well arranged. Cooking, I could cook and girls could. Then you could say, now if you cook like this, if we came, what is it for? Yes, what are we bringing? No, to the kitchen, not to the table now. Yeah, to the kitchen. So, but these days I don't enjoy loud music. I'm telling you the truth. I get irritated. And sometimes when you take matatu and you hear, they say, if it is too loud, you are too old. Get the hell out of this place. Yeah, so I cook. Though these days I don't get the opportunity to, because where I come from, we are told that once you marry, you say bye to the kitchen, because you don't compete with your wife in cooking. But sometimes I feel like I can do a better stew. But then we were told as part of socialization that once you marry, you believe that whatever your wife cooks is the best, and leave it at that. My signature meal is fried maini. Fried maini, that one, if I did it, you will smile. Yes. With ugali. With ugali? Yeah, with ugali. Okay. Yes. I am fairly honest. Yes. And dealing with me, it's a bit easy. I am not complicated. I'm able to fit in most circumstances. Take me to the village, I'll blend in. Take me to the poor people, I'll blend in. Take me to people who are well off, I blend in. I am a problem solver. My people will tell you the problem I have with them is when they come with problems. I have trained them. When you come with a problem, come with a solution. So that then I help you find the right solution. Because the world is looking for problem solvers. Nobody wants problems. Everybody wants solutions. As a man, you know, sometimes it's tricky being a man, especially in this part of this world. There is a lot of expectations on men. We are not expected to cry. We are not expected to have time for ourselves. You want to have a quiet moment, you're taking your kanyama choma and a drink, then somebody makes a joke. I hope watu wako wanakula vile wewe unakula. Ama you are eating well and your people wanakula sukuma na ugali. So it's tough being a man. But, and then looking at the space we are in HR, mental health is real. Because everybody is talking about the empowerment of the Kenyan child. Nobody is talking about the Kenyan boy. Because we need a balanced society. You can't empower ladies at the expense of men. Because they also we need both a boy and a girl to have a complete society. So if there is anything I want to do, and I will try this time, if I can have a quiet moment for myself, for reflection, with my boys, a boy or two, so that then we are able to compare notes and speak the truth. You know, there is a lot of lies in the world we live in. We are not ourselves. We have been conditioned to tell people what we think they want to hear. Rarely do we find time to talk as men, cry on our own, and compare notes. But if there's anything I want to do law. You know, lawyers are bragging around, you know, us lawyers, you know, lawyers. I want to see what is it? Why do lawyers believe they're the only people who have gone to school? Yeah, so in my another life, and before I call it quits in this life, if there is anything I could want to do is law. Honestly, for the first time when I lost my mama, I genuinely cried because I never saw it coming. We are having supper in the evening, then my young brother comes, and then from the way he was dressed, we are like, he's Timothy. So it's Timothy, why did you come like this? And he's not, and he's a jolly guy. And then he says, you know, by the way, we've lost mom. Which mom? That, lost mom, you know. That is the time I saw death closely in our family, and it was very difficult for me. The latest you asked when I last cried, you see, when you start aging, you know, once you were past 20s, rarely do you remember birthdays. Then my PA comes and says, you are very busy. I say, well, I'm busy, but what is it? Then he says, there is a visitor here who wants to see you. Then I said, oh, a visitor, show them in. He said, no. He's saying, you come and meet him here. Then I asked him, does he have a challenge? He said, just come and see. So I go, and then he says he's in here. Our boardroom is the next room. Then as I open, then all the employees are there, and they are singing happy birthday. It really touched me. I think that is the latest. I rarely cry. I was really moved. I hope my wife doesn't hear this. I bought a toothbrush, and I was told this toothbrush has automatic toothpaste. Yeah. And you only put it in hot water, because where I met him, he knew there was no hot water around. So he told me, you only put it in hot water and not tap water. You boil. You let it cool a bit. Then once you use it, the automatic toothpaste will just come, and you will use it for 3 months.
Yes, without any
problem.
Yes.
And I was saying, but I've never heard about it. Yeah, and you know, it was well wrapped.
Yes.
And you know, I bought it at 500 shillings.
Yes.
So I'm excited. In fact, I bought two. One for myself and one for my wife. So when I went, in fact, the first thing I said, my wife, guess what? I have bought something. So then I unwrapped. And she was asking, what about this? I said, you know, this one has automatic. And she started laughing. He said, automatic what? I was told, let's do this, get hot water, boil. So she boiled, and then I tried to brush. The paste was not coming. I tried to brush. Then she was asking, no, at your age, I thought you were sophisticated. You can be conned. I really got annoyed.